Drink with James, episode 57. We had some technical difficulties. You noticed my slurred speech. That is because this is the fourth time through the intro. The first two times were complete dog shit. I did a terrible job. The third time I slayed it, but we missed the focus. So the fourth time is a charm, which is not a phrase or saying at all, but that's what we're doing. Look, so I told this story about being at a U2 concert. I was at a U2 concert last night. First thing that was kind of cool was I was standing in the beer line and somebody came up to me and was like, "You're the 4Card guy. I watch your videos." And like held a photo of me up and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." So that made me feel cool, which is always nice. So I'm sitting at the concert, I'm in a suit, and which apparently not a lot of U2 fans wear suits to the concerts, not something I knew, but sitting there and this woman, older woman, she's having a nice time, she's dancing with her husband. She kind of looks at me. I feel like she's appreciating my outfit. There's a certain look when people are like, they give you that kind of like, yes, you look smart. Not intellectually smart, like natty, you know? And so she's looking at me and she's giving me that like approving nod and she points at me and I was like, "Yeah, that's me, those are my clothes." And then she walks over to me like 3 or 4 feet, not hugely far away from me. She walks over and she reaches out and she just kind of like touches my cheek and walks away. And honestly, I don't know, I feel like I was touched by an angel or a devil, or I don't know what's gonna happen for the rest of my life, but I feel like this might be a pivotal moment. So I feel good things, I feel good vibes. We had a great day here at 4Card, and I wonder if there was like an angel at the U2 concert who enjoyed my outfit and I was touched by a hand of God. We'll see. I'll let you guys know next week how things go. Okay. How much should influencers, that's you, be focusing on creating blog content? Is it a waste of time if I'm only selling my Instagram following? Yes and no. I think it depends on the type of influencer that you are. Let's say you're a fashion blogger and you're focused on style and you go out and you do shoots and you get 15 to 20 photos of the outfit and accessories and the shoes and all that, different angles with the jacket on. Obviously you're not putting your fucking arms in the jacket, you're just putting it on your shoulder with the jacket off. Then I think a blog makes sense. I do think that you want to create like content pathways for people to travel down, to say like, I liked this, now I can go see this other thing, or I can go see this other thing, you know? Y'all do a great job with that with like Insta stories, you know? Here's a photo, check out the behind the scenes on my Insta stories now. So you're creating these pathways for people to travel down if they're interested in the content. And I think blogs can do a great job of that. If you're more of a, you know, if you're not somebody that's doing large shoots and you're just kind of like doing one-off shots and you're more of like a lifestyle influencer and you don't have a huge amount of like extra content or photos, I don't think that republishing the content from your Instagram on a blog is worth your time. But if you have a lot of stuff that doesn't make it on the Instagram, I think that it's pretty easy to create a blog and to try and push people to that, and there's no reason not to. The other thing is that like, if you have a blog, you totally own that space, and that can be pretty important. Platforms come and go. Building a blog audience is always going to be helpful, it's always going to be useful. So if the content lends itself to that, I would do that. But as with anything, we've said this before, don't do it if you're not going to give them something different and special. Maybe you're a great writer, but you don't want to write on Instagram. You can write more on your blog. Again, maybe you have a lot of different photos. Maybe you like to shoot video, but you don't put it on your Instagram. These are things that you can put onto a blog. It's less important each thing that's on the blog because it's easier to kind of scroll through. And visiting a blog is something people have to choose to do. You know, when you post on Instagram, you just show up into somebody's feed. Less often now because of the algorithm, but you show up into their feed and you're hoping that the content that they're scrolling through catches them to like make them like it and notice you. when somebody visits your blog, they're saying like, I want to enter this world, and you have a little bit more control, and I think you can publish quite a bit more, and you can take some more risks. So good place to play, and something definitely worth trialing out. Okay, so everyone's freaking out about the algorithm, obviously. Should you be focusing on Instagram? Short answer, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I can just say from the money that we are paying out in our paid campaigns, most of it is Instagram focused. I don't see the focus shifting away from Instagram anytime soon. As I've said before in the past, you should be focusing on video. You're not going to do yourself a disservice by focusing on video. So, building that out either inside of Instagram or Facebook Live or YouTube is a good thing, but Instagram is still the belle of the ball when it comes to brands and it comes to brand money and the way they want to work with influencers. So if you can't be successful there right now, it's going to be difficult for you to be successful on these other platforms. So keep plugging away. It's definitely something you need to be focusing on. So even though Instagram is the belle of the ball, we talk in startups about a thing called product market fit. And that is a time when you feel confident that the thing that you're producing is desired by the market. And you feel like if you can get the thing you make in front of more people in the market, you'll sell more of it and you'll make more money. That's product market fit. It is a pivotal moment for a startup once they feel like they have product market fit, because then the idea is you just push money into the marketing and PR and things of that to get that product in front of more people. Similar thing with Instagram. You need to have product market fit. You need to make sure the content that you're producing is desired by the market, which is people who are following you. If you're spending all of your time on Instagram and it's not working, at some point you might want to think about a pivot to something else. We had a For You the other day where we had some real talk, and we said, look, just because you start an Instagram account doesn't mean you're going to get popular. Like, it has become a very desirable thing to do. It's become a very desirable lifestyle. It's become a very lucrative lifestyle. Competition is fierce, and just because you want it doesn't mean you can get it. And I am blown away by how hard y'all work at this, and I believe in, I see so many amazing accounts that don't have a huge following but are growing, and I think on the whole, everyone should just put their head down, keep working, keep doing what they're doing, keep refining their craft, trying new things. But I do think it's going to work for a lot of you, but it's not going to work for everyone. That doesn't mean that you can't create content on the internet that gets that product market fit. It just means maybe that content isn't going to live on Instagram. I talk all the time again about like my experience on the internet. I had that product market fit on Tumblr. Like, I was creating content on Tumblr that community really liked. That same community on Instagram, right? Like, I'm speaking to a similar community, young, ish people who are interested in photography. My photography doesn't resonate on Instagram. It just doesn't work. So like that happens, and it varies platform to platform. So if you find yourself hitting a wall, try and maybe pivot to a new platform. Try and go somewhere where it's a little more niche. Try and, switch up the type of content that you're creating, because not everybody is going to be popular. And just because you want 200,000 followers does not mean that you'll ever have it. Okay, last, should you have a contract to brands? I guess the main question is like, is an email enough? Like, does an email count as a contract, or should you have a contract? You should always have a contract. Emails, look, I just like to say the word jurisprudence, so I don't really totally even know what it means, but I just want to say jurisprudence. Okay, so legally, I don't know. I don't know if an email would stand up in a court of law as an agreement. I think that it is decently binding, but there's no signature. So, look, if you're working with a brand, especially if there's money going back and forth, get a contract. You can pull one from the internet. That's not ideal, but there are, you know, kind of blank standard contracts that you can pull and use. If not, you can pay a law firm or a lawyer friend of yours not a huge amount of money to come up with a contract that you can change. You know, you just need to be able to change the deliverables, change the usage rights, change the flight dates, change the due dates, change the kill fee, all that stuff. But you should get ink to paper if money is exchanging hands, because you want to protect yourself. Look, we see it 4Card all the time. Brands change their mind, things change. They want to do a campaign, and then, you know, let's say you close a campaign on Wednesday, and then their, you know, financials come out on Friday, and the stock tanks, and now all of a sudden people want to cut back budgets, and now all the budget that you were going to work on this campaign in 6 months gets cut. You want to have a contract to protect yourself, because one, as we said, things change, but the other thing is, like, it's a nice place for everyone to get aligned before you start working. You know, everyone is basically saying, okay, out of this email thread of 50 emails, where in one email we talked about deliverables, and one we talked about the hashtag, and one we talked about the flight dates, we're taking all of that, we're putting it into one place, we're both signing it, so that the brand can't come to you and say, oh, can you also mention Sephora in this post? Or can you post it a week earlier? You can be like, the contract states, like, look at the contract, it doesn't say that, so no. A lot of times these negotiations take place over email, and there are different things said in different times in the email chain, and a contract can be great to just compile all that information and get everybody on the same page and actually get them to sign off on those things before the collaboration starts. You think about it, and let's say you're negotiating one last thing. Let's say it's payment, and then finally the brand says, that sounds good, let's move forward. Okay. Again, there could be 20 emails before that where they said what hashtag to use, and the contract will give you a place to kind of be like, okay, I went through this, you said you want this hashtag, you want 2 Instagram posts, 1 blog post, it goes live on this date, etc., so the brand can say, oh, actually, we're not using that hashtag anymore, could you use this one? Whatever it might be, there's going to be less surprises, and if there are surprises, you have a piece of paper that says, hey, we've already agreed on this, you signed it, so I'm sorry I can't budge on that, or I need some more money, or you need to pay me a rush fee, or if you want another hashtag, it's another $200, whatever it might be, you have a place to bargain. Just do yourself a favor and get a contract. The other thing is, it just makes you look professional. You know, I mean, brands like the protection too. You're doing a little bit of their job. You're compiling all that information from the email into one sheet of paper that's very simple, that says exactly what, you know, what's going to be posted, when it's going to be posted, how it's going to be talked about, and is signed off. So it's going to make you look more professional. It's going to protect you from, you know, brands trying to pull things on you, and it gets you aligned on what you need to deliver. So across the board, do it. So that is Drink with James. We look, you know what we need? We need some more interesting people on the show. Tim and I have some interesting people lined up for the summer, but I would like to know, and we've asked this before, but we'd like to know from y'all who you want to see in the show. So either, you know, comment on the YouTube, tell us who you'd like to see. If this makes it up into an Instagram, maybe you can just tag the person who you'd like to see on the show in the Instagram, and we will do our best to get them on the show. You guys could also all just tag The Rock for me over and over again. Just like if every person could go to our Instagram and be like, The Rock, like just go to one of The Rock's Instagram posts and be like, you should be on 4Cards Drink with James. And just, I think if we do that enough, that we might wear him down. He seems like a pretty resilient man, but we might wear him down. And just imagine me sitting next to The Rock. You know, he would be fucking massive. It would be hilarious. So those are my 2 simple requests. Thank you. Goodbye.